What's up, everybody? 49's fine, and today I just wanted to talk about how you hear a lot of people saying that silver doesn't keep up with inflation and it's not a good way to store your wealth. That's all up to debate somewhat. It's definitely better than holding fiat cash. It is a great way to hold your wealth in your hand. It can't disappear from some software glitch or a cyber attack. A lot of people debate whether or not it's a good store of wealth. I personally believe it's an excellent store of wealth. But today I wanted to talk about why I think that the age of silver has only just begun. A huge thank you to our first two community members, Scott and Zeus. Thank you guys very much for being part of the finest. Let me start off by prefacing this video by stating that this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, come to your own decisions based upon that. And please, please, please like this video. It really helps me get noticed by the YouTube algorithm and it helps me continue making these videos. So we all know what happened in early 2020, and the world hasn't quite been the same since then. A lot of terrible things have happened. We lost loved ones. A lot of people, unfortunately, were forced to take certain jabs that maybe they didn't want to. It was just a very messy time socially, politically, and it was a messy time for our health, and it was a hard time for the world in general. There was a ton of controversy around it. It was highly politicized. It was just a very rough time in general, and a lot of things were up to debate. Is this real? Is this not real? Is there a massive conspiracy behind it? A lot of things are still up in the air to this day. Ultimately, I think the truth comes out eventually, but there is a lot to debate about that period in time and the few years following 2020 as well. But one thing that we know for certain, that we have the numbers on, is that between 2020 and 2024, 80% of all US dollars that were ever printed were printed in that 4-year gap. 80%. And there's a direct correlation between that massive rampant printing of fiat dollars. There's a direct correlation between that and the price of silver. In December 2019, silver was at roughly $17 an ounce. Before all of this crap went down, before the world got confusing and scary like it is today and polarized the way it is today, politically and socially and culturally. Before that, silver was at roughly $17 an ounce. And from 2020 to 2024, we printed 80% of all dollars ever printed. That is hard to even wrap my mind around. That's insane. And there's a direct correlation, like I said, between that money printing and the price of silver. So we went from 17 in December 2019 to over $30 in September 2024. We've almost doubled the value of silver. And I think in, sometime mid-2025, I think $35 an ounce might end up being the rock solid bottom for silver. I really think that. The ratio is super wide right now. We're 85-1 gold to silver. We potentially could get a presidential candidate that has highly inflationary policies. We don't know who we're going to get yet. We don't know what's going to happen. What we do know is inflation will persist. And it could become hyperinflationary. We could end up in a recession. This isn't a doom and gloom video. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to build an argument for the importance of buying silver. I'm sure you guys understand that. But despite all my rambling, what I'm trying to say is that I think silver, the age of silver, the consistent growth of silver has only just begun. I think we're just seeing the beginning of what is to come. The dollar has been losing value for years and years and years, but I don't think we've seen the true death of it yet. We haven't seen the true hyperinflationary loss of the dollar quite yet, and I think that could possibly happen soon. It happens to all fiat currencies eventually. Unless they revolutionize the dollar, unless they back it by something real, something like this, something as pretty and simple and small as this, unless they back it by something real, it's only going to continue losing value, and silver is only going to increase in value. We've seen volatile price action for silver for a very long time, and it has been somewhat difficult to be convincing to establish the argument that silver is a rock solid place to put your money. Personally, I do favor gold. I think gold is a little bit more consistent. Central banks buy up gold way more than they buy up silver. Banks and countries across the world buy gold more than they buy silver. So I do think that gold has that little bit of strength over silver in terms of wealth protection and a slight amount of wealth growth. But silver is extremely divisible. It can be used for everyday purchases, and it's damn good as compared to the fiat dollar. Inflation is not going to stop. It's not going to. And there's a chance that it gets a lot worse in the future. So the next time you're feeling weary about how you should place your money in regards to savings, take a good strong look at this beautiful silver metal. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.